What else we got? We got a lot of it is about Robert Pattinson. So maybe we kind of. So
how much of it is about? Why is it about Robert Pattinson?
Because he's going to be in the Parasite director's film.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's that, and there's they just let out the time for the new Batman movie. It's going to be almost 3 hours. It's the longest. I think it's the longest comic book movie of all time.
No, Endgame was over 3 hours, I thought.
This is 2 hours and 55 minutes. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a DC. Maybe it's the longest, DC.
Or maybe it's the longest like solo installment.
Possibly.
Because I'm going to look
somebody fact check me on that one.
Did you know that Robert Pattinson's Batman is based off of Kurt Cobain?
Did not know that.
Also, Avengers Endgame has a runtime of 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Damn. Well, maybe. No, I don't know.
Who the fuck sits in the movie theater for that long? That movie banged.
But also, Titanic is roughly that long.
3 hours.
People did that. Yeah,
that's true.
That's pretty.
Titanic had to be split into 2 VHSs.
So the director Matt Reeves, he said that this version of this Batman movie he considers it almost a horror movie.
Yeah, I read that. I mean, they've been kind of leaning into it's more of a suspense. There's action in it, but it's not like they're trying a new thing, which I like. Yeah, I think Batman is one of those superheroes that you could do something like super detective-y and
suspense-y. Well, yeah, Matt Reeves Batman, this guy, he's the one who said that this movie he's based off of Kurt Cobain. Because instead of making him like a billionaire, he's going to make him like a depressed person with a bunch of issues.
Yeah, I think that is what Batman is anyway. Just maybe not he's maybe not depressed, but he's still just a person with a bunch of fucking issues.
Yeah,
I don't know how. I still don't know how I feel about his casting. I mean, obviously he's great. He's a great actor, or whatever. I just don't know.
Well, I think I trust it specifically because it seems like in superhero movies and in Batman in particular, odd castings like this end up working really fucking well. Yeah, and then the ones where you think like they fucking nailed that off the jump, a lot of people are like, they don't end up loving it because
people hated the Ben Affleck announcement, but everyone like out of all the shitty movies, everyone loved his version of Batman. I didn't like it necessarily agree with that, but
I thought it was fine. I didn't have like a strong feeling about that, but I'm really hearkening back to a lot of people were similarly apprehensive to Heath Ledger when he was announced as the Joker.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because Heath Ledger, not from like the same shit, but he was like a pretty boy. Like they were just
it was also post post Brokeback Mountain. So it was like, what the fuck are they gonna do with this guy in this movie? That makes no sense.
You know what's funny? I don't like Superman movies, but Batman's. I love the Batmans. I think the Batman's bang.
Well, a lot of the times, like there's only the George Clooney Batman movies are like goofy and bad.
Yeah.
But like also they're entertaining still. They're entertaining and very like in not the ways they want to be, but I'll still like if someone's like, do you want to watch that shit with George Clooney and Arnold Schwarzenegger? I'm like, yeah.
But it's really
that it's corny as shit and I'll love it.
A lot of it is to do with like the villains being a major part of that. Like George Clooney's terrible, but who was George Clooney going against? He was going against Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and what's her name is Poison Ivy.
Someone big played Poison Ivy.
Kill Bill.
Uma Thurman.
There you go.
Yeah.
But then I mean the casting on that hypothetically works really well. And then in the other one, or is that Val Kilmer where it's
Val Kilmer was Two-Face and the Riddler.
Yeah, okay, so that was Val Kilmer. So yeah, but still, like but a lot of the times they do more one-off stories, I think, with Batman or maybe they used to do that with superhero movies in general.
Right. Like, I think that's what they're aiming for now, and that's kind of it's a good change from what we get from Marvel.
I have the new theme song.
You get nice. You get 5 different villains or 5 different like Spider-Man's a good example, which I think they're taking note of this for the next Spider-Man trilogy, which is we're going to kind of have a solo situation where it's just him versus the big villain. We're not going to have Iron Man come in. We're not going to have Doctor Strange come in. We're not going to have, fucking Captain Marvel pop in from the sky. It's just going to be you versus this villain, like a Toby situation.
I was gonna say that's how Toby's were. That's why I liked it. I like superhero movies when they're not overly focused on the superhero aspect of the movie.
I think that's where they're headed. They got rid of. Well, I don't want to spoil it, Jess, but
don't, because I am gonna watch that one.
Yeah, but I think isn't that what we said during our Snyder Cut episode that DC should do? One of the ideas was DC should stop trying to do a universe.
Yeah.
And just be like, let's tell the good stories and cast who's appropriate, as opposed to being like, we got to get one actor who's going to play this guy for the next decade. Just be like, no, fuck it. Robert Pattinson's this story. And then the other story is this person.
I think they're gonna do both. They realize that they fucked up, but they're still making money off of it. So they're just like, whatever. So they're going to continue to Justice League and then pretend that Robert Pattinson's doesn't exist. And then Robert Pattinson is all going to do the same in response to. They're also going to pretend that it doesn't exist. But I did hear.
That's essentially how the comic books work. Like you have like 5 different versions of Batman running.
Right.
And like all the big comic book characters running at any given time. Mm-hmm. So it's just the opposite. They're doing a more multiverse idea, but they're doing it separate, like a different way than Marvel is, by being like, let's create a multiverse conflict. They're just like, no, let's create a multiverse cinema platform.
I mean, and they could do the same. I don't know. I wouldn't want them to do the same thing as far as DC goes, because it's like it would just be too much of a mess. So hopefully it just doesn't do that. But and to continue the Batman conversation, I've heard nothing but good reviews for the movie.
The composer is the guy who did Spider-Man No Way Home and Jojo Rabbit,
which is great. You
hear that?
What was his name?
Michael Giacchino.
Oh, okay.
Do you hear the music?
Kinda, but not really.
This is not the way to do that. You can share audio on this. Don't just play it out of your speakers. And
come on,
can you actually? Wait, can you actually?
Well,
it's a YouTube video.
You could share your screen.
Share screen and then also share audio.
She's a mess.
Hold on. Eric, are you calling me a mess?
Is this how are we going to really like do this to get claimed at the 60-minute mark of our podcast?
I don't want to get claimed. I don't want to have to fight these people, because what's going to happen is
claimed either.
We're going to finish everything on time, and then I'm going to have to send it in, and they're going to be like, oh, no, we can't publish this because we have this fucking song in there.
Yeah, I don't want to get claimed.
But yeah, we're at exactly an hour right now, so let's do our last topic.
Okay, just to wrap up the Batman thing. Apparently, the very end of the movie is going to blow everyone's mind. There's like a huge twist. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means
Batman dies.
That'd be sick, bro. What a plot twist that would be.
Hey, that would be
cool.
A
one-off, so
I don't think that is it a one-off. They didn't sign up for like a trilogy deal.
I haven't heard that. I've only ever heard that it was a one-off, but I guess I haven't like researched it that in depth. So,
I mean, I think in this instance, it'd be kind of strange if they did a one-off, at least for Batman.
Or maybe I feel like he's too young. Never mind.
I think I know what you were going to say, but I'll say it anyway, because I'm assuming you were going to say it. It's basically what I said months ago, what I thought they would do is like, they end the movie. I didn't think they would do with this one. I thought maybe they would do with 2 or 3 or whatever. They end the movie with Joaquin's Joker and hint at, him being in the sequel. And they do that. And like that, honestly, that would be the only thing that could blow my mind by watching a Batman movie.
Would it really blow your mind? If it was a
because
thing that you've anticipated, mind-blowingly highly anticipated speculation. Like a lot of people have thought that. I was gonna say,
the thing is, he is based off Kurt Cobain, right? And if it is a one-off, then I'm gonna go with Batman dies at the end.
Batman kills himself?
No, but Batman dies at the end. I'm going with
Batman gets killed by Courtney Love. He does everything correctly, and then she just comes in, blasts his head off, and is like, "Oh, he was depressed and on drugs and killed himself." And everyone's like, "Okay."
So, we don't have to go over this, but one of the things I put down was Willem Dafoe says he fantasizes about playing the Joker imposter opposite Joaquin.
I saw that too. I did see that.
I mean, that's
Willem Dafoe would make a good Joker.
Yeah, I think if they like did it just
an older one, especially.
Yeah,
wasn't he a Batman villain?
No.
Only
he was a
Spider-Man villain. Yeah. There you go. I was like, I know he played a villain.
He was the Glizzy Gobbler.
Mm-hmm. And he was Franco's dad.
Yeah.
I can go for a hot dog right now.
Don't. We're recording a podcast right now.
Yeah, for real.
Glizzy Gobbler though.
Hold for Everything podcast.